Hayani, and Mo say, hey, oh, hey, ow, hey, ow. Sitting in the back seat of my car right now. I just got out of my first class, and I have lab in an hour, so I'm not about to drive home to just turn around and come back here. They're like cars pulling in, so I'm actually pretty comfortable back here. I don't feel awkward. Somebody come and see me, it's a whatever. I do what I want. Excuse me. But yeah, I figured why not? Let me just come in here and shoot a video instead of sitting inside the building waiting around. Story time. A few days ago I was talking to someone and it brought up like some memories, so I figured I'd share the story with you. If you know me, I have like a long history of crazy exes. And there's one ex in particular happened to come back up because no matter how long it has been, like I think I met him when I was 14 maybe, and I'm 21. So I'll be 22 like this fall. So since the time that I was 14, since the time that I was 14, this man will hit me up at least once a year telling me he misses me, he's mature, oh, hey, can we talk? And then it always leads to him being like, I love you, etc. Some other crazy shit. So at this point, I literally just block him. And I don't know how, but he always ends up contacting me another way. Whether it was like he made another Facebook, he contacted me on a different form of social media. He always finds me. So I met this guy online. He was like in the school group that I was in. When I was in high school, he was in like the high school group that I was in. And he knew like my cousins, my sisters, etc. So I think I was actually on my cousin's phone and he contacted my cousin. So I'm talking on her phone at the time because my mother took my phone. And it was just one of those like, you know, I wanted to talk to somebody. So I'm on my cousin's phone. And we gonna call this dude Trey. So me and Trey, I think we were texting at first and it led to like a phone conversation. We were just talking about just life, and we literally talked all day through the night just about our lives, nothing relating to each other, like nothing flirtatious. So we're talking about each other's lives, and we realized we had like a lot of similarities growing up, like a lot of the same hardships. We was fucking 13. But yeah, we realized we went through a lot of stuff, and you know, we wanted to continue talking. So he did get my number, and I think by like the next day we were in a relationship. So he didn't have a cell phone, he only had a house phone. So he would have to like sneak and call me because he wasn't supposed to use that house phone, especially at night. So it was one of those, you know, if I hang up, don't call back. Or if you hear a certain noise, just hang up. Like if you hear somebody pick up the other line, just hang up the phone. I'm not supposed to be on the phone. So he would sneak and call me at night because that's when his parents were sleeping. And we would literally just talk about life and each other. So it was like we were in a relationship, but we were still like platonic. And I think like 3 days into our relationship, dude started showing some red flags. He would like, the first one that I could think of, it was the day he called me crying. And I'm like, oh my God, like what is wrong? Are you hurt? Did somebody do something to you? Did somebody die? Like what happened? And he was just like, I missed you so much. I missed you so much. And it hurt me that I didn't hear from you, and I didn't think I was going to hear from you today. And, you know, I was just crying today. And my brain was just like, what? Okay, that's a little bit off. But, you know, whatever. I kept it to myself. I consoled him. I was like, you know, maybe he taking this a little more serious than me. Whatever. Then the next day, I remember him telling me he was in love with me. But the reason that wasn't strange to me was because every other relationship I had been in and relationships afterwards, guys have told me they were in love with me like day 5. And when I was younger, I used to be like, oh, like, I love you too. Like, just to say it back because I didn't want to offend people. But I learned not to do that anymore. So, sorry, it's like people walking around, so I'm being nosy. So, you know, signs like that would keep occurring. And it kind of got to the point where I was just like, I still haven't met this dude in person. My cousins say he's safe, but he acting crazy. I'm not going through with this. So, you know, I went to break up with him. And then he's like, oh, if you leave me, I'm going to kill myself. I can't live without you. I need you. Da 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 da. And he was like telling me ways he was going to kill himself. So I'm stupid. I'm 13. And I'm crying on the phone with him like, please don't kill yourself. No, I don't want you to die. I tried to find out. I tried to lie. Like, oh, you're too old for me. I don't want my mom to be mad. Stuff like that. I don't want you to go to jail. So, like, we have to break up. And his birthday was coming up in like a week. Excuse me, I'm spitting. His birthday was coming up in like a week. So he was like, just stay with me till my birthday. And I'll take you as my birthday gift. Well, not take you as my birthday gift, but just stay with me until my birthday. I guess, you know, whatever. So I could say I have a girlfriend and you could spend that special day with me, even if it's not in person. And after that, it's whatever. Just leave me. It's okay. We could be friends. So I'm stupid. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, we'll do that. Broke up with him on his birthday, which was dumb as hell. And then I don't remember us talking after that. Oh, no. We were still cool. I went and checked his Facebook on his birthday I don't know if it was just to send him a message or just to do research. I never looked this man up. I just took my cousin's word that he was okay. So I go on his Facebook and every single post, he didn't write none of the posts. Like, none of them were of him. No pictures, no nothing except for his profile picture. And every single picture was from a different female. And each comment was a female like, stop stalking me. I had to disconnect my phone. My mother pissed off. You keep blowing up my line. Like, I don't know you. Stop sending me dick pics. And then on each female's post would be comments from other females like, oh my God, he did this to me too. I thought I was by myself. He did this and that. And I'm just like, but they were recent. Like, why are you crying and telling me you gonna kill yourself? You send everybody and a father dick pics talking about you want to be with them. So I'm like, not only was he crazy and made me stay, he was playing me. So like now I look dumb as hell. So I'm like, okay, like I'm not fucking with you no more. So cut off all forms of communication. So years later, when I was 16, so 2 years passed. No, a year passed because I wasn't 16 yet. This was like the summer I turned 16. Dude, my cousin, a different cousin, contacts me and is like, this dude won't stop talking about you. Like, it's annoying every time I see him, every time we talk on the phone. He like, I love her so much and she don't want nothing to do with me. So she was like, can you please just talk to him, whether you gotta lie to him or whatever, just so he can stop talking to me. So I'm like, okay, sorry, I'm shaking. I don't have my stand right now. So I'm like, okay. I just went blank. My brain doesn't work. I'm like, okay, give me his number. Like, I'll reach out to him. So he takes my number and I call him. And I'm like, yeah, like, what's going on with you? And, you know, he says his little, no, he wanted like updates on my life. So we talked a little bit about life and we did end up being friendly again. So we, you know, we just used to have casual conversations. Now, I can't say this lasted for long because on day 3 again, I don't know if that was like his timer, but on day 3 again, he's like, so can I ask you something? I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. He's like, are we in a relationship? And I was like, no. Like, what made you think we were dating? And he was like, oh, nothing. Like, I just wanted to confirm. I kind of thought we weren't in a relationship, but, you know, I just wanted to confirm. And then he's like, do you ever think we date in the future? And I'm like, no. And I didn't go because you get too attached. I went because you played me. Like, I thought we was in a relationship, even though it was a short relationship. I thought we was in a relationship and you harassing other females to the point where they're posting on your public profile. Like, you literally had clans of females mad at you for harassing them. Like, what the fuck I look like being like, yeah, let's date again, boo? No, get out of my face. So I told him no. Now, after that, he like, okay, he seemed a little sad, but whatever, we was talking again. So now maybe like a month goes by and we're friends. We talk like every other day, just about life. I'm helping him go through stuff. He was depressed at the time. I basically was like his therapist, which I was for a lot of people, so it didn't bother me to be that. And you know, he did try to kill himself once, or that's what he told me. He tried to kill himself. I didn't get proof from anyone else, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, you lying. He just was stressed out at the time. He told me he like slit his wrist, and his mother caught him, and you know, they had to take him to the hospital, and he was on suicide watch for like 24 hours. They released him, whatever. So this month goes by, and my mother had me washing dishes. So I'm washing dishes, but I was texting him, I was texting my father, and another really close friend of mine. And because I was washing dishes, it was annoying to like dry my hands and then respond to everybody's text. So I'll wait for my phone to ring 3 times, and I'd be like, okay, that's all 3 of them. And then I respond to all 3 of them. So they typically got back to me at the same time. So this one time, I send a message to all of them, and I get 3 pings fast as hell. And then I got like another 2. So I'm like, damn, like they got back really fast. So I'm going to respond, and all of them are from him. And I forgot what the initial comment he said was, but I think he responded to what I said. He made another comment. And I think it was asking about if we were dating again. And then the rest of the messages were like, hey, are you there? Well, fuck you too then, since you don't want to answer. And I'm like, dude, like, number 1, I'm washing dishes. I'm not responding to you that quick. Number 2, I'm not obligated to respond to you that quick. And number 3, like, you didn't even give me time to respond in between the fucking messages you sent. How you mad at me because I can't type a word in a time period that you sent those 3 text messages? So I basically was telling him to chill out. And that conversation ended up escalating to him being like, okay, well, you know, I want to know if we're in a relationship. And I'm like, dude, I just told you, well, not just told you, but I told you before, like, I'm not messing with you again. We could be friends all our lives, but I'm not dating you because you played me. Like, play me once, that's it. That's the only one you get. I can't even say that because I let niggas play me before. But you play me like that, like, that's it. Like, I can't fuck with you. So he's like, okay, cool, I'm gonna kill myself. And at this point, I was just like, okay, like, you're just gonna have to die. Like, you're just gonna have to do it. Like, that's not my fault that you're going to take your own life because I don't want to date you because you played me. Like, what do I look like? I'm supposed to just fear for your life, the rest of mine? Oh, I gotta be with you because you're gonna kill yourself. No, you need to seek medical attention. I will help you get that attention, but I'm not gonna be stuck on you because of this. Like, how many other females did you get this way? I'm not doing it. So he like, okay, cool, I'm gonna kill myself tonight. I said, you know, I'm sorry to hear that, but okay. So I think at this time it was like 5 o'clock at night, and it was the winter. Yeah, so it wasn't the summer, it was like winter time because it was dark outside by now. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna kill myself at 10 o'clock. So I'm like, okay, like, you know, we can talk until then, I guess. And, you know, we were having a regular conversation, and then 6 o'clock came, and he like, I'm gonna kill myself at 9:30. And I'm just like, damn, like, you wanna, okay, that's what you're doing. So we're having a conversation again, and I guess I was responding too slow because at 7 o'clock he was like, I'm gonna kill myself at 8 o'clock. And, you know, I ain't say nothing. He's like, I'm just gonna step out into traffic and like let a truck run me over. Now, this was a big boy. This boy had to be like 220, maybe like 5'11", 5'8", 220. He was like heavy set. So I'm like, dude, I'm not 100% sure where you live because I never been to his house, but I'm like, I'm pretty sure on any street in the area you lived in, which I won't disclose, he will be in an area that runs between 25, 45 miles per hour. So granted, even if you had somebody speeding, you going outside at 8 o'clock at night with no traffic in that area, you're not gonna die unless you lay down in the street and let something roll over your head. And I'm pretty sure they'd see your big ass coming long enough for them to have, you know, time to stop. So I'm like, you ain't gonna die. You might break some shit, but you ain't gonna die. I didn't say that to him, but I'm just like, okay, you know, you're gonna go commit bodily harm because you're mad. So what did he say, 9 o'clock. So like 8:50 rolls around and he like, okay, I'm about to go kill myself now. This sounds so bad, but he's like, okay, I'm about to go kill myself now. And I said, okay. And he was like, something like nice knowing you or something. And you know, that was the end of our conversation. So the next day I'm in class and I haven't heard from him. And he literally used to talk to me all the time. It wasn't bothersome, but it was like a routine. Like I knew around this time period he was going to be contacting me. And that time period came and he didn't contact me. So I'm like, okay, whatever. He keeping up his little act. I'm going to kill myself. So, you know, an hour goes by. And mind you, I'm still in class. And my brain's kind of like, he still didn't reach out to me. Like, maybe he did kill himself. So, you know, I'm like, brush that off. Get out of here. He didn't kill himself. Another hour go by. And I'm like, I don't know. He seemed a little unstable. Maybe he really did kill himself. You know, he tried to kill himself before. So me feeling guilty, I went to like my guidance counselor because I was talking to a friend who actually knew what was going on. And she was just like, you know, just go see if you can call him. So of course I can't do it in the middle of class and I can't step out of class to make a phone call. So I went to the guidance counselor and I'm trying to sugarcoat shit. And I'm like, yeah, I just have a friend who I think might be suicidal. And like, I think he might commit suicide. He's home alone right now, and I think he might commit suicide. So the guidance counselor was like, do you know his parents? You know, just go ahead and call his parents. And I didn't have his parents' number, but it was a time period where he called me on his sister's cell phone because he didn't have a cell. He still didn't have a cell. I should have thought about that. But yeah, whatever. He still didn't have a cell phone. So I went and called that number back. His sister picked up and I'm like, yeah, your brother been telling me he was going to commit suicide and I haven't heard from him. So I don't know what's going on. And she's like, that boy ain't suicidal. And I'm like, yes, he is. Like he was just in the hospital like a month and a half ago. Well, like a month ago for slitting his wrist. And she was like, no, he wasn't. And my brain is like, okay, so maybe he lied about that, but I ain't going to say nothing. And then I was like, well, he's been telling me he was going to kill himself. And she was like, yeah, he's done that in the past before. Like he has attachment issues. He uses that to try to get females to stay. Like he's done that with girlfriends in the past. So I'm like, oh, okay. But I still just had a feeling like maybe he actually did something. I don't know. You tell me somebody unstable is a possibility. So I call his house phone thinking I would get his mother. Why he answer? Like on the first ring though. So he was up and like by the phone. So I call the house phone and he answer all sleep regular. Like he just had a beautiful sleep and he laying in bed waking up. Something should have triggered in my mind when I realized this man don't go to school. Like he's never in school, at least to my knowledge, because I never attended the same school that he did. He's never in school. He doesn't work. He doesn't have a house phone. I mean, he doesn't have a cell phone. Like, it's something going on with this man. I don't never hear about nothing from him unless it comes from, like, the interactions he has with my cousin. And the people I see posted on his Facebook page. So, I'm like, hello? And he's like, yeah, like, you know what's going on, regular. I'm like, oh, so you're just going to answer regular like you didn't threaten to kill yourself 872 times last night. And I'm like, you want to tell me why you did that? And he was just like, oh, I just didn't want to talk to you anymore. So you couldn't have just said that? You couldn't have just told me that you didn't want to be friends no more? No. You couldn't have just like blocked me or, you know, said, you know, fuck you, you know, suck my dick. Like regular, like a, okay. So you wanted to kill yourself. You wanted to remove yourself from this earth in my mind so I didn't have a reason to reach out to you. Or did you want to hurt me? Because you could have just, y'all. But yeah, needless to say, after that happened, I just hung up the phone and I never talked to him again. And well, that's a lie. I didn't have a phone conversation with him again. So like 3 years go by, and he's sending me messages on Facebook like, oh, I'm a changed man, I was immature back then, I shouldn't have did that, whatever, etc., etc. And I done heard that so many times, y'all. 90% of the time it is a lie. I still haven't met a man to this day where he said, I've grown up, you know, I made mistakes in my past, and he actually meant it, where it was like actually true, where he actually realized he was an immature dickhead and he grew out of that. It has never occurred. Like, it has never occurred in life before. But yeah, whatever. To this day, he still hit me up at least once or twice a year. Hey, I miss you. And then when I don't respond, he'd be like, hey, you there? And then I don't respond. He'd be like, I love you. Oh. But yeah, anyway, that was the story of one of my many interesting life encounters, as I'll call them. I still got like 40 minutes before I have to go to class, but this was nice. It was cathartic to be able to talk to you guys about the bullshit that occurs in my life. So, you know, maybe when I have these little gaps between classes, I'll sit and talk with y'all. But until then, until that next gap of time, I will see y'all later. Goodbye. Everything.